This is amazing. Like, this is one of the best videos I've ever seen. Look at him. He looks like a marshmallow. The Michelin Man. This is how a kid should grow up. This is great. Denmark, you're doing this right. You are doing this right. I love it. What is up? Welcome back. Today I'm reacting to a video titled Denmark's Forest Kindergartens. What in the world does that mean? So I had to know what this is. I've been exploring Denmark. It's such a beautiful country and I can't wait to explore it more. What's up? If you haven't met me yet, my name is Aaron and this is Aaron Arnold Reacts. The goal of this channel is to laugh together, to learn together, and to have fun together. I post videos every single day. I'm covering everything about Europe, the people, the culture, the sports, anything you can imagine. So make sure you hit like and subscribe and you're going to see another video just like this in the future. Now, let's get into these Denmark forest kindergartens. What? Let's go. Mysterious. Children need classrooms. Okay. They need books. It's true. Kids don't read enough these days. A safe place to learn.
Up there. Up there. Oh my god, they're gonna freeze out here in the forest.
I was very worried about the water.
What is going on here?
There's a child. I'm freezing.
What did you think when
These kids are in like army boot camp at the age of 4.
you came from England and you first saw kids playing like this?
It freaked me out.
Was that 3-year-old just wielding a knife and carving an arrow? That's crazy. Kids gone wild. Let's go. I'm fired up. Skive.
Four-year-old Nicola Towns is joining her kindergarten friends in the forest. But they're not on an excursion. This forest is their kindergarten.
What?
Se, her er små troldøer. Her er også trold oppe i den her skov.
All right. I have so many questions. By the way, trolls, I've heard recently that this area, the Nordic countries, Scandinavian countries, they're all about trolls. There's an obsession with trolls, and he just mentioned that. I haven't thought about it, but I thought I would ask you. So these kids are going into the forest. That teacher has a rope. These kids are they're well suited. Their clothes are perfect. The little girl who got out of the car, her shoes did look appropriate, maybe. But besides that, these kids look like they're ready to go to war. They're ready to start training.
It's freezing today, only 5 degrees.
5? What?
When it's raining, snowing, or minus 20 degrees, you'll find these children playing and learning outside.
Den der kravler der.
Det er en tusindben.
Så her bor de inde under om vinteren. Så sådan passer insekter på dem selv. De kan bo inde under barken.
It might sound extreme, but it's not unusual in Denmark.
This is so cool. I mean, look at this little boy right here. Look how much fun he's having with this pine cone. I mean, it's simply a pine cone, but he gets to be a kid. He gets to play outside. That hair in his face, though, that's the bigger problem here, in my opinion.
Where 10% of the preschools, about 500 of them, are forest kindergartens.
Slug.
They're run
Snail.
by pedagogues like Johan Leigård, someone with a university degree in human development.
Nej, hvad gør vi så? Hopper I bare ned her, eller hvad? I løber bare.
I love this. Wait a second, hold on. I just thought about something. Is this a normal school or is this like some kind of field trip for these kids? Because it's a field trip or some kind of camp, okay, that makes sense. But if this is normal school, this is amazing.
You have a lot of visitors come from overseas to see how you do things here. How do they react?
They are thinking, what are we doing? And when do you learn to go to school? And why there is no fence? And wow.
It's important for young children to learn what it is to maybe be cold, what it is to be wet. and survive that.
Wow.
My name's Jane William Sigfridson. I came to Denmark over 20 years ago and was amazed at the outdoor things that young children were doing, and I now live and work here.
Jeg skal bare styre det her skib.
Jane's the author of
These kids are Vikings from a young age. I love it. I'll steer the ship. You man the wheel. Wow. I love that. That's so
a
cool.
book on forest education in Denmark. She's brought me to a forest kindergarten near her home outside of Viborg.
He's in the tree, and it's only a very thin sapling tree. It's very, very wobbly. It takes an awful lot of balance to sit in that and use both hands at the same time. In an ordinary playground, they wouldn't have the opportunities to develop those physical skills.
Jane runs outdoor
True.
education workshops for teachers and carers from around the world, including Australia. While we've been talking, the kids have moved on to their next activity.
Are you going to tell me this isn't as dangerous as it looks?
No, it's not dangerous. The children have learned how to use the knives properly. So it's not seen as some kind of weapon. It's a tool for doing something, such as whittling.
This kid is literally shaping that into a spear. That is like the coolest thing ever. I did this as a kid, but it was on my own, time. I didn't have it at school. This is so
I
cool.
think many cultures like to wrap their children up in cotton wool. I don't think that's about a lack of love here for children by their parents. They see it in a different way. That in fact, children should have the chance to be free.
Look at this kid. This is amazing. I just remember growing up, if you got near a tree, these teachers are screaming at you. They're making sure you get down immediately, because I think the problem in the US is it's such a litigation high society that there's a lawsuit with everything. So if this kid falls and he hurts his arm, the teacher's maybe getting sued, getting fired, the school's getting sued. But here it's like, hey, if you fall, that's on you. You just got to learn that lesson.
So what's your approach to safety here?
You have to use your brain, and if you trust that the kids, they can take care of themselves.
Matti, are you afraid of anything?
Ikke for noget. Kun for en lille bitte gren.
I was watching this boy climb to the very top of the tree, other boys hitting the log with a stick very close to each other. I couldn't see you or anyone else.
I was standing up there and I saw it too.
You saw it?
Yes.
You weren't worried?
No. That's a part of the play almost every day. And they learn to be careful. Sometimes they hit, yes, they got a little accident. But that's the way to learn.
This is amazing. This is one of the best videos I've ever seen. These Danish children are truly allowed to be children. They're growing up in the woods. They're running around. They have sticks. They have knives. They're climbing trees. I bet it's so amazing to grow up like this, to be honest.
Only once I have to drive to the hospital with a boy with a big injury in 17 years. So I'm not worried.
Wow.
And what was the injury?
It was a parent who drove over a foot of a kid.
Hold on, what? I thought he was going to say a kid fell out of a tree. Somebody drove over this kid's foot? I got to hear that again.
With a big injury in 17 years. So I'm not worried.
And what was the injury?
It was a parent who drove over a foot of a kid.
What?
Godt, der kommer en pind. Det er godt, Nicola. Der er en pind bagved dig nu, siger de.
The world's first forest kindergartens were founded in Scandinavia in the early 50s. Today they're also popular in Germany, Austria and Switzerland.
Wow. Look at that kid. Hold on. That kid is bumbled up. Look at him. He looks like a marshmallow. The Michelin Man. That's awesome.
Some locations are more challenging than others. Johann's kindergarten sits less than 100 metres from a fjord, but there aren't any fences, because they're not needed.
Wow.
Why do you stop here, Carl?
Fordi så her må vi ikke gå.
And these kids are learning like, hey, I'm not allowed to go there. So instills accountability, instills discipline, independence. I mean, this is how a kid should grow up. This is great.
Man skal have en pædagog.
We have a phrase in America called a helicopter mom. And a helicopter mom is just someone who's on top of a kid about every single thing. If they look towards the street, don't go in the street. You know, if they do anything small that they're not even actually doing something and the parent won't let them make decisions, they take away independence. It's very terrible. And I don't think a kid can grow up like that. So I think these children are learning a lot of amazing things. I'm actually blown away by this.
Deroppe fra, inden man går over.
I think one of the big things that I see here is the amount of trust that there is in Denmark. That there is no formal inspection of kindergartens. There's no
Wow.
one that
Hold on. No formal inspection. What? No formal inspection. That's
comes
insane.
round and checks up that you're doing what you should be doing.
Wow.
But how easy is it for parents like Nicola's mother Nadia to trust the pedagogues and their own kids?
I know my sister, so they can run down to the water. I was like, yeah, but they don't do that. You know, they know where they're allowed to go to. They don't.
You trust them. Do you think a lot of it's based on trust?
A lot.
I must say I'm happy that I'm not down here during the day because I'm a bit worried when Emil crawls into the top of a tree.
So you're happy that you can't see it?
Yeah, I am.
This looks amazing. By the way, how do they clean up? Because these kids are messy. I can't imagine they just go into the classroom so dirty.
At Nadia's house, I meet her husband, Paul. He's English. Danish forest kindergartens came as a big culture shock.
In England, kids can be harmed in any way, you know, falling out of a tree or something like that. Then they won't allow it.
There are just a handful of forest kindergartens in the UK. The US only opened its first in 2007. Australia 5 years ago.
What do you think it is about Denmark that they can get away with that they can't in England?
It's hard to explain. I really don't know what it is about the Danes. It's just a very relaxed frame of mind they've got about things, everything.
One of the main reasons Nadia and Paul have sent both Nicola and her 6-year-old sister Jessica to a forest kindergarten is their fear that the virtual world is distracting the girls from the natural one.
As soon as they come home,
Fair
all they
enough.
want to do is play the iPad. That's what they want to do. Well, you know, that worries us that they'll do that. So we try to encourage them to go outside and play more.
Okay, that's a good point. I imagine in today's world, there's probably even more of these in Denmark than there used to be because parents are really scared about their children growing up in this tech, Internet of Things world. Like, I don't know. I mean, if you ever visit the US, you're going to see every child at a restaurant is playing on an iPad. It's like the modern day pacifier, the modern day just silencer for children. And that's the default for parents. And it's really sad. So it sounds like these forest kindergartens are really, really good for children. Sounds amazing.
Surely not everyone's convinced about the value of an outdoor education. This is Jessica's primary school. I've come here because I thought the teachers might be concerned at how kids from a forest kindergarten struggle to adapt in the classroom.
Do you notice any difference between her and the kids who've come from normal kindergartens?
Not at all. They are all prepared to go to school. My own son went to forest kindergarten.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you never had any worries about how he would go at school or
No,
how children?
not at all.
What do
Wow.
you think about the idea that the children should be using their time in kindergarten to start to learn some reading, some writing, some maths to get ready for school?
I think that is work spoiled because they are not ready. You have to learn them to be interested in learning.
Over the last 20 years, the number of outdoor kindergartens in Denmark has roughly doubled. And
Wow.
now the forest gospel is spreading. Even schools are looking to take the class outdoors.
This is awesome. I love that. This is an incredible movement. Denmark, I hope this is continuing to grow. This is great.
Now there's a lot of research being done that shows that children are less stressed, that children concentrate more, that children are ill less often, that their motor development is far, far better for being outdoors than indoors.
Wow.
And a lot of teachers is, getting, yes, I can, oh, it works. So I'm happy.
Wow, that's great. This would have been a dream for me as a child. Like, I'm an outdoors guy, so this would have been amazing. All right, insane video. Absolutely insane. Denmark, you're doing this right. You are doing this right. I love it. Forest kindergartens. I've never heard of that until this video, but it sounds amazing. I mean, we have camps in the US that you go for like 1 week in the summer. I did that growing up when we played in the woods. We did these kind of things, but for kindergarten, we didn't have that. So yeah, this is really impressive. It's blowing me away. I really enjoyed the video. I hope you did too. If you want to see another video just like this one, make sure you hit like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Cheers.